After a decade of fighting the e-tolls project, Gauteng motorists can breathe a sigh of relief. But there's still no clarity on whether those who have already paid will be refunded. And unfortunately, the scrapping of the e-tolls doesn't extend to the debt incurred before the 12th of April 2024. SANRAL says, according to Treasury regulations, it has an obligation to take steps to collect all the money due to it.
In terms of the law, the motorists are still obligated to pay. It's an obligation in terms of the law. On how we'll enforce or not enforce, that's a matter that we have not discussed. We'll be attending to that as time goes on. But otherwise, in terms of the existing law, there's an obligation that those who have used the road up until tomorrow, they will have to pay. But of course, if there are challenges, that's the matter that we'll be looking into.
We have been given borrowing limits of about 16.5 billion that we can go out to the market to supplement the cash we generate from other e-toll routes. So we will embark on that process. We have a listed bond on the JSE. It has capacity of over 15-16 billion, so we can tap the bond market. Our bonds are very well liked. Infrastructure is liked, roads are well liked. Toll collection outside of e-toll is 99.9%.
The organization Undoing Tax Abuse OUTA, which has been at the forefront of fighting the e-tolls, describes it as politicking that government doesn't acknowledge the role that civil society played in the campaign to get the e-tolls scrapped. It advises motorists not to pay any outstanding debt, as most of it has prescribed anyway.
A lot of that debt is prescribed, so I don't think they've got any chance in collecting that money from motorists. And we advise the motorists that they should not be paying, because the scheme was introduced with so many flaws in it that it was always going to fail.
The provincial government says plans to head to the market to borrow money to pay for the scrapping of e-tolls are at an advanced stage.
We've approached certain financial institutions that are favorable, but because these are public funds, we need to request them to make presentations to us. Indeed, there is an appetite from financial institutions to settle this on our behalf, so that we can then enter into repayment. So it's at an advanced stage.
SANRAL says if an account is still valid and has sufficient balance, motorists can use their SANRAL account if it is linked to an e-tag as a parking payment method at participating malls. And while the beep will be phased out, the gantry lights and cameras will remain on as road safety features. Diabosito, SABC News, Centurion.